we will accept big-eared or dusky-footed, either of those. Which, you know, taxonomically they've split them, but they're basically the same, and you can't even tell them apart in the hand. You know, they're almost the same animal, and they tend to be in these thicker oak-dominated forests and build big giant nests. You know, collect all kinds of stuff. The other one that's around here is the desert wood rat, and they build the really terrible nests. They're the first of the little piggies, right? They're like nests that's like out of hay. No, they just build like a little. Sorry, I have little kids at home. It's just like a real loose pile of sticks. It's never that big. It's little mounds, you know, just kind of scattered around. Oftentimes mixed in with the cactus or something.
Or like in a rock crevice.
Or in a rock crevice is real common. Yeah. So these up here. Did anyone else notice the wood rat nest?
Yeah.
Right
Yes.
there? These are opened by wood rats as well. The neat thing about them is that it's very similar to how you see Peromyscus open nuts. But this is big, and when Peromyscus open them, the hole would maybe be as big as that little thing right there. And they make these beautiful little, perfectly circular little holes. This is a little rougher. Both of these, see how they're kind of rough, but you still get what we call chatter. That little kind of teeth marks rimming the edge there. You know, it's not the actual bite, but there's like that little tiny little edge, or like you can see little teeth. And that's a sure sign that you have a rodent. Whenever you see that chatter sign, that shows you that you got a rodent there, right? And so, so I find with acorns, context is super helpful. When you find acorns tucked like deep under a rock or under a crevice or under a root, you know, some kind of really hidden place, that's a sign that oftentimes that's a Peromyscus sign. In this case, you know, it's kind of hidden, but what are wood rats?
Nice.
We've said it 100 times. They're like big Peromyscus. They're like big deer mouse. And so, and they are in so many ways. But, you know, so these are all kind of tucked in there, but it's right under his freaking nest. But, you know, when you find a bunch of these on a stump somewhere, what's that more a sign of?
Squirrel.
Yeah, squirrels or chipmunks. Yeah, both of those. So, because they like to sit there and look and see what's coming. So the other one, if I can see those, does anyone have 36? 46, is that your?
No, that's mine.
Oh, okay. So these right here got a little messed up, but not there. Okay, so if you looked at these, you saw there's a number of sharp little like stabs in here, and we thought these were birds. So so like jays or crows or something, grabbing them and like back, and then when the thing kind of peels off, they get it off, and then it dries and kind of flattens out like this.
What does that look like compared to like a ground squirrel? Because I had learned that they will peel them.
Ground squirrel, yeah, they will peel, but you oftentimes still get chatter in spots. But you know, to be honest, I don't know that I've seen I've seen lots of tree squirrels on acorns. Yeah. I don't know that I've ever seen a lot of ground squirrels on acorns. That said, I bet you there's tons of ground squirrels if we just go right up over the rim into the sun. Down in here, I don't really know that we're going to get a lot of ground squirrel activity. Anybody else have any thoughts on ground squirrel versus like ground squirrel on acorns?
I thought one of those had little chatter marks, but maybe I was making that up.
So, Jen, I went back and forth between bird and squirrel, and
I said western gray.
I put
Yeah, they
gray
do. I thought
squirrel
they
was
exported.
opening that just because I'm not super familiar, you know, with it, but when I've seen gray squirrels before, I was kind of just imagining. I've seen them like destroy some acorns before,
Right.
and I was like, yeah, I'm just not super familiar with jays and things like that doing this. So just could you just speak to that a little bit?
So the thing that I'm finding that's really helpful in here is like you get these like beak stabs where they kind of glance off, where it's like bam, and it kind of like slips, and you can see in here these little strikes where it's like choo. I don't know. I couldn't quite see that much on that one. I don't even know if that is the one that we had.
I don't know if it is.
I made that into canids. Like
Yeah.
a fox or
And so that was the
try
other
to,
thing I
like,
thought
crunching 'em
people
up.
could say with like deer. or canines or bears or something chewing on them.
Yeah.
But those are they're so torn up, and you get lots of holes and stuff in there as well. The marks are real light. You know, I mean, this looks like a J or something, just like beating on it, and
Yeah, these marks.
these
right.
marks right
You get
there.
that one?
Like
I
if it
got
was
one.
actually a canid, they would just go out.
I said
Yeah.
gray
Open.
If
squirrel.
it was a
Without all
canid,
that.
there'd be holes all in this thing. It'd just be really crunched. Yeah.
Even more crunched, huh?
Scrub J. Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, so is that what you said?
said.
Score. Good job. Yeah. Anyway, that was. Is there any debate or argument on this one? That was both Casey and I looked at this and agreed on bird, but I want to make sure folks are good on it.